Hey, it's Stratejinn, and welcome back to our continuing strategy game extravaganza, Stratejinn. In this, our third series, we succumb to the Siren Song of Evil in 1997's Dungeon Keeper, developed by Bullfrog Studios and one Peter Molyneux, who many of you might know as the creative mind behind the Fable series. We'll be seeing more of his work when we get to Black and White, but for now we turn our attention to Dungeon Keeper, a hybrid real-time strategy/simulation game in which you take on the role of the leader of the forces of darkness. As made plain by that wonderful cutscene we just watched, this is not your garden variety Dungeons and or Dragons. Enjoy the cutting-edge 90s graphics too. No, here we command an army of imps, demons, goblins, ghouls, and other assorted beasties to stick to the forces of good. It's a great time to be bad. And if there's one thing the forces of evil are known for, it's their work ethic. So let's get started. Okay, so we're going to start a new game by clicking on Start New Game. We got this little
Eversmile. Set in the realm of joy, the people of Eversmile are plagued only by aching facial muscles, and not anthrax as we had hoped. Eversmile is a disgusting land of good humor and polite frivolity.
Okay, so that's going to be our first target. Basically, the premise of this game is we are, instead of being the brave heroes who are, assaulting the evil sorcerer's lair, we are the evil sorcerer. So we're going to try and take over some of these guys. So you see I got my cursor here. This is the map. This means it's a tutorial. We're going to go in and play it here. Oh, these 90s graphics. Loading. Okay, so yeah, the graphics on this is not the greatest. We'll see a massive improvement when we get to Dungeon Keeper 2, though. So the first thing, stop that, see what I mean about this? The first thing a keeper needs is somewhere to keep gold when it's been mined out of the rock by his imps. To create a treasure room, select the treasure room icon from the rooms panel and fill up the empty empty area to the west of the treasure room tiles. Okay, so we can't even scroll out. I wouldn't even really call. I mean, obviously, Dungeon Keeper's not a turn-based strategy game. I wouldn't even really call it a real-time strategy game either. It's really almost more of a tactics game, really, in the sense that what you're doing is you create rooms and then, or it's a simulator, I suppose you'd call it, because you don't really control units. So what we're going to do is this is your dungeon heart. This is the center of your dungeon. Right, you can see that we've got some little rooms sticking off it. You've got these little imps that are running around. These are your basic minions. They're your workers. And we've got one room here. Here we need to make a bank. So we're going to use the bank for storing gold. You just left click to put this stuff in here. There we go. Expertly done. Press the right mouse button to turn the pointer back into the hand of evil. So click right click. Mine out the gold to the east by tagging the gold area with the left mouse button. Your imps will dig out the gold and carry it back to your treasure room. So we want to go over here. This is gold, right? This is gold here. So we want to go and we want to tag this. Oops. Just by left clicking on it. And now our imps will come over and start mining it. What they're doing now. Okay, and they'll take that back to our treasure room and pile it up in little bags. Sweet. So now we've got some more gold. And they're going to continue to do this. And once we've got this area mined out, we'll be able to put in other rooms and that sort of stuff. The entire game takes place underground. You are in a dungeon. You're building your dungeon. So don't get any ideas about going above ground. It's not going to happen. But it is an awful lot of fun. So yeah, they're going to mine all that stuff out for us. And here's our... Okay, so let me show you how the user interface is. This is information. So there's some things flashing they won't tell us. If you want to make your creatures work harder, slap them by right-clicking the hand of evil on them. Slapping them will harm your creatures, with the exception of the Dark Mistress, which it heals. Use the...
Tunneled into a new area.
Okay. So we've opened up into a new area, like a new cavern, which is all water. Okay. Use the left mouse button to pluck your creatures from the dungeon. Use the right mouse button to drop them over a room or the tile belonging to your dungeon. Creatures perform the task most relevant to the situation they're dropped into. So this is our map, right, showing what we've mined out. The red bits are ours. Notice what they're doing is they're claiming the territory here. So you need to have it claimed before you can build on it. So there, they claimed all that. So this is information panel. We now have a new building type, which we can build a lair. Okay? So a lair is where your creatures will go to rest and heal themselves up. We need to build a lair. So let's build a lair for all these guys. You don't actually have to build buildings. They will build themselves, basically, just by stamping on the ground. You just need to have enough gold to build them. Okay. And they're finishing the walls, which helps makes it more secure. Okay, so that's going to be our lair. So if our creatures get tired or worn out, they will go there to rest. This is our research panel. So we can research possessed creature, which will allow us to, in theory, drop down into the creature and move it around. It's really not very useful in this game. It's much more useful in the second game. Okay, and then we've got what things we can construct, workshop panel, and then this is our creature panel. Right now we have 3 imps, and that's it. And see, they're kind of wandering around, not doing anything. So let's get them doing something. So let's put this back. I'm going to have them mine out this territory, this area. I don't know what I'm going to put over there. We're just going to put something. But in the meantime, we can see whether we can do a little bit of mining out. Okay, so they will mine that out for me. Okay, so there's our lair. Here's our storage unit. Now notice we've got a ton of gold here. We've got about 10,000 pieces. Okay, so they're going to claim that. Okay, so dig a tunnel that connects the portal to the north. Portals appear on the map as flashing squares until they are claimed. Creatures only use portals claimed by a keeper. Your imps claim a portal as soon as it connects to your dungeon. Okay, so we want to go over here. See that square? See that flashing square? It's this. We want to go to this. So let's dig out this area here. And then we want all of our imps are over here doing this. Okay, so he's going to run over there, and now he's going to come and dig this out in theory. Perfect. Okay, he's going to mine all this out. Perfect. And then he will, once this land is claimed, they'll be able to claim that guy. But not before, so they have to wait until it's actually connected to your lair.
An entrance has been claimed.
An entrance has been claimed. Alright, so your first minion has arrived. Creatures come through the portal. You don't build them or the way you do in other strategy games. You have to build features that will attract creatures. So your first minion has arrived. It's a giant fly. This can spit corrosive vomit at your enemies, and its wings grant the hideous insect the speed to intercept the most nimble pursuers. A beetle has scuttled into your realm. It's tough enough to absorb a lot of damage. Like most creatures, beetles require food. Dig out a new area, select the hatchery icon, and create your hatchery. Tasty snacks will soon emerge from its enchanted soil. So we want to go over here, take a look at the new building we've got. We've got a new hatchery. Basically, it grows chickens for our people. We've already got an area dug out, so that's convenient. Okay, so this is going to build. And note that there is a minimum size for these rooms. Okay. There. Imps fortify your walls to prevent intruders tunneling in. If you want to create more imps, go to the research panel, select your imp icon, and left-click anywhere in your dungeon. Each imp you create costs more than the previous one, so there's a little upper limit to how many imps you can have. So let's go to the research. We can now research create imp. Okay. So we want the imp to appear here. So there's an imp. So that one costs us 600, the next one costs us 750. So right-click to get rid of that. So we've got something that's some things that are resting over here. It's a fly lair, right? So each of these will build their own lair. That's a beetle who created the lair there, and we've got one fly. But yeah, so the more rooms we have, the more creatures will spawn and appear in our dungeon. So we don't have any way of manufacturing which creatures we want. So you can see we've got some chickens, and those will be fed to your creatures. So you can pick them up. So there's chicken. I'm going to set him down. Intruders approach. They seek gaps in your fortifications in order to gain entry to your dungeon. A white trail on the map indicates their progress. Click the icon on top of the control panel to see a bigger map. Okay, so they are coming from over here somewhere. Oh, there's flies over there. They're exploring.
It is payday.
Okay, so it's payday. Right. So that means they have to be paid. If you don't have enough money to pay your creatures, they'll leave. Basically, they're going over to get their money. Why not have a handful of creatures ready to drop on top of intruders? To pick up creatures quickly, left-click on them from within the creature's panel. You can only drop creatures within the confines of your own dungeon. That's very critical. You can't drop creatures outside of areas that you haven't claimed. Okay. So according to this... So let's carve out some more space here. Where do we want to do it? Let's go over here. I'm going to have one of my imps come over here and carve this out. So there he goes. He's going to run over there. Okay. Now you'll notice that they can't do anything to that earth. Right? Because it's not connected to my dungeon. Right? Here's my dungeon. There's nothing connecting it over there, so they can't grab it. So, what do we want to do? Well, we have a couple of options, one of which is simply to carve around the areas around the thing and convert them over to that way. Later on, you'll be able to build bridges that can go across the water. Okay. What do I need to do? I'm not sure what the mission is for this level. Okay. Objective. Here we go. Yes, we want to find the intruders, which are over here. Oh, they're over here. So they're preparing to attack. We can hear them. You can hear them banging away. I want my creature screen. Okay, as soon as these guys come through, we'll drop these beetles in there. Stupid chickens keep getting in the way. Okay, because they're coming over here. Or now they're trying over here.
Your creatures are under attack.
Yeah, there we go. There's the enemies. Okay, let's grab some flies. They're already over there, it looks like. Yeah, they're over there.
Your minions are winning a battle.
Okay. Savor your first victory while you can. You have attracted the wrath of the Lord of this realm. His party will soon be here. Okay, so we need to be ready for more enemies to come. So we're going to let these guys rest. Okay. But you saw the white bit there. So, okay, so there's a mine. They've mined out this area on the other side of this wall.
Beware, the Lord of the land approaches.
In the name of all that is good, we shall defeat you.
Okay. Lord of the land has
Your
arrived.
creatures are attacking the enemy. Your creatures are falling in battle.
Where? Where are they at?
Your creatures are falling in battle.
Yes, I hear that. Where are my battle creatures at? Oh, over here. So they've mined out all this. Where are my creatures at? Where are they fighting? I can't see. Okay, so they're over there. Maybe they're over here.
Your creatures are attacking the enemy.
Good. Oh, over here. Here we go. So here's the Lord of the enemy, the thing.
Your creatures are falling in battle. Your creatures are under attack.
So we want to get...
Your creatures are falling in battle.
Okay, I can't drop that there because they're not in my dungeon. That's that imp running, screaming away. They're all running in fear. But that's good. I wanted to lure my...
Your creatures are under attack.
Yes, I know. I want to wait until this guy gets here. So come on, bring him over here. Bring the sucker
Your
over.
creatures are attacking the enemy. Your creatures are falling in battle.
Uh-oh. Come on, guys. Wait for him to get around the corner here, then we can attack him.
Your creatures are under attack.
Okay, yeah, get on, get him. Okay. Beetles are hard at work. They're
Your
gonna...
creatures are falling in battle. Your creatures are attacking the enemy.
Good.
Your minions are winning a battle. You have conquered this realm.
Sweet, we have conquered this realm. Your work here is done. Now there is no one to prevent you from obliterating this nauseating realm and expanding your empire into a neighboring land. Nice. Good. Okay, now what's my objective? Success. The land is yours. Press space to proceed to the next realm. Okay, space bar. Okay, so they give us all the stats.
Hawk. War and anthrax have taken to this land like fleas to a rat. The region is, thanks to your unstinting efforts, now a major eyesore.
Thank you. I take pride in my work. So basically it tells us a little bit about what our statistics are. We attracted 12 creatures. We had 82 efficiency. Took us about, I think that's seconds, 841 seconds, I think. Style was 100%. Our rating was 6,150. A high score table. That's me. Bullfrog is the manufacturer. Okay, so entheogen, yeah. Enter. Okay. All right, so that's what's happened to the land of Eversmile. We've turned it into Everfrown.
A hideous sham of a town in which the prosperous citizens have no gripes or moans. Sadly, even the children are happy and secure. This is because they aren't punished for non-existent crimes.
Okay, so I'm going to call that an episode since we've conquered the first realm. I will see you next time.